I've been a pretty short-fused person, like definitely. Like I can fly off the handle very quick, and I've worked really hard over the years to like not do that. It doesn't really happen anymore, which is great because it's not a good thing to be like. It's not a good thing. But I've grown a lot of patience with people and a lot more understanding and explaining. I think different topics to people in different ways so they can understand it has helped me in my life, just like personal life. Like, okay, this person, instead of me just losing my shit on them right now, I'm gonna think, okay, how can we work this out? I think it's worked like that, man, and I think that's been really helpful, actually.
I think band life does that to you as well, because like I remember there's a lot of things, I won't go into it loads, but with my old band that like I would end up sort of biting my tongue on, or just like accepting sort of defeat in the argument, if you like, not just in by means of like, oh, I guess I was wrong, or it's more like squashing the ego a bit and just saying, okay, let's go with this and see what, maybe you're right, like, or trying to maybe accept. I found, I'd be interested to hear your take on it. Being in a band has been one of the biggest like ego killing things, and I mean, in a good way. It's had its negatives, but I found that I've had to squash the ego. Maybe the old bandmates will agree or not, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think so. I think it also comes with like, even what I was saying before, just like kind of growing as a person and being, learning how to be like diplomatic and problem solve. Like, for example, in my case, like you totally can do this and just live your life this way and just, reap the consequences of it. You could just be pissed all the time and like lose your mind on people, but that's not going to help or get things done. And at the end of the day, it just ends up hurting you, And so I think developing as an individual to be able to be like diplomatic and like understanding and learn how to navigate different situational environments, so to speak, is a huge learning thing. And I think, in a band or not, like that's a really important skill to have as a person,
Yeah. And where do you think I mean, so it's a difficult one to build as well, because a big part of it involves at least admitting or acknowledging the possibility that you're not the smartest or the best person in the room at any one moment, which is quite a hard thing to do for a lot of people. Like, if you ask how many people in one room think they're the best at something, a lot of them will probably say them,
Yeah.
It's like if you ask if you ask every driver, isn't it something like the average driver thinks they're like 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Skill.
Yeah, definitely. That is a hard thing.